Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Karen Long and to hear how she did it. So Leanne, thank you for joining me and congratulations on your world record.
Thank you so much.
So just first off, Leanne, what inspired you to give the decathlon a crack?
Well, Wilma Perkins, my absolute inspiration, a woman in her 70s that's still pole vaulting and doing lots of multi-events, had said, we'll be offering the decathlon to women. And it had never occurred to me that this hadn't been offered to women before. And so I AI'd it and I'm like, why haven't women done a decathlon? And the answer was hilarious, because basically outdated views that we couldn't do 10 events. And I was like, this cannot be true, but this is true. So yeah, I said, yep, I would love to have a go, but I can't pole vault, I can't hurdle, and I can't high jump. So that's a bit of a problem. But I found coaches for all those had vault lessons. But it was basically Wilma, and Dash Newington has been a real advocate for women's decathlon throughout the world. Yeah.
Okay, you cut out a little bit there. I'm not sure if it's your internet or mine, but yeah, I heard that you had to learn to do the pole vault, the hurdles, and the high jump. They were all, so those three events were all new to you?
Fairly recent.
Wow. So when you say recent, when did you start training for those events?
The decathlon was in December, and I found Howard, the pole vault coach, about 5 weeks out. So he gave me enough lessons to be able to run along the ground and launch over and get a height. But in decathlon terms, 900 points is a good score. For the field events, 500 or so is a good score, and I got 200. So for me, that's like a disaster, but I got over a height.
Wow. And then I didn't realize you didn't do the hurdles. So is that
no. So my first decathlon, I just jumped, run, jump, run. So I didn't actually hurdle. The time was horrendous again. That was about 200 and something points. But then I found a hurdles coach called Rob, and in 3 lessons, he got me doing 3 steps. So my journey to the world record was, after my first decathlon, our statistician pointed out that I was only 81 points off the world record for my first one. I went, have you checked? Are you serious? So that's only 9 points an event, right?
Wow, you can do that.
I can do that. So back to training, back to Howard, the pole vault guy, finding the hurdles coach with just learning 3 steps in 3 lessons, I took off 2 seconds. So that's well more than 9 points. That was done. Yes. Pole vault, Howard got me over 2 meters this time with the extra 3 lessons. So that was way more than 9 points. And all the others, everything went according to plan, and I got my well above my 9 points for each event. And then, that score worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it sure did. So it sounds like you were very confident going into the event that you would break the world record. Is that right?
Well, I wouldn't say confident. I knew I had the ability to get 9 points per event. If the problem with decathlon is you do your first event, and I'm really glad, because we didn't see our scores. We didn't have a meet manager, so we couldn't see our scores live. And my 100 was into like a 2 meter headwind. So it was quite slow for what I wanted to do. If I had have seen that, I would have gone, oh, it's all over. But, you shake it off and then you go to the shot put. And I'm like, that was not great either. And then shake it off, go to the next thing. So, if you dwell on, I've got to get 9 points, you'll blow up. So you have to shake it off, execute the next thing. 20 minutes later, you're executing something else. So it's not confidence, it's, execution. Just shake it off, do the next thing. The process, trust the process, and then the results should follow.
Fantastic. Well, that's great advice. And just so people know, I actually had to look up what are the 10 events because I had a vague idea, but I was not 100% sure, even myself.
Yes.
I've been in track and field all my life. So on day one, it's the 100 meters, long jump, shot put, high jump, and a 400.
Yes.
And then day two is the 110 meter hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, and you finish off with the 1500. So
yeah.
That's
luckily 50-year-old women only have to do 80-meter hurdles.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So it is our specifications within the DCAT. We don't have to do the open specifications. We do our 50-year-old specifications.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, still, if you're not good at hurdles, it's still 80 meters. You've got to get over it.
Yeah.
It's far enough. And you said the high jump. So 3 new events: pole vault, high jump, and hurdles. So high jump. How long did you train in the high jump before this world record?
Look, similar to the others. So on Wednesdays, I have my 400 training at CUSAC. And after that, I do one of the jumps, either long jump or high jump, depending on how my legs feel. And yeah, so there's a guy called Dan O'Sullivan that coaches the masters in sprinting. He's very good at high jump, and he was giving me maybe 3 weeks worth of tips. And I had another guy on the Gold Coast. I did one session with him and I got over a couple of extra centimeters in training. So I was like, that's my 9 points. Because you can't win everything. It's, you really have to cost out where's my bang for buck here. And for me, doing a good 400 and doing a good 1500 gets me a lot of points. And then the rest is I obviously have to improve my hurdles and pole vault, which is easy when you're learning because, you just go to the next step. But yeah, training for long jump is quite pointless for me because with all the training, I'd probably only jump an extra 20 centimeters and it does my knee in. So it is what it is. But the first decathlon I did, I was on 2 fouls. I was like,
no. Oh, that's tough. You've got one to go.
Yeah, I did have some regret that I hadn't done any training for it. So yeah.
So it sounds like it's a bit of a juggling act, a balancing act of what are my strengths, what am I already good at, and then there's the point system because I believe not every event gets the same points. And I know in the pentathlon, if you can run a really good 800, you'll clean up points-wise, so you can make up for some of the other events. And so is the 1500 similar in the decathlon where you get more weighting on the points?
Yeah, it's not quite as much as the 800 is in a, I think your hurdles and pole vault are big bang for buck. So an extra 10 centimeters gets you nearly 50 points. That's a lot. Whereas, look, I did take 10 seconds off my 1500 time and maybe less than 100 points. So bang for buck, that's not huge. Whereas, a few centimeters in pole vault, I'm like, wow, that was a lot.
And how did you go learning pole vault? Because I've heard that it's the toughest individual event. How did you go learning?
100%. It's absolutely a mind game. Like you just want to protect yourself. So it's very non-instinctive because you have to push up. And when you're learning it, all you want to do is pull down and protect yourself. And I have seen a thrower a couple of years ago take up pole vault and it go very wrong. She was out for 6 months as a result of landing badly. So I had all this in my head and but the squad are amazing. They're just like, be brave, and watching them just launch over 4 meters. It's like, okay, I can launch over 2. Come on. So it's very technical and very non-instinctive because what you want to do to protect yourself is not what you should do. And if you actually do pull down and the pole stops, you're in a world of pain because you're not going to go anywhere, and that's when you get hurt. So
so you've really got to learn to relax and feel at ease
Absolutely.
within the
Yes.
discomfort, which is a challenge in and of
Yeah,
itself.
yeah. The coach would video, and my face is like, horror. And it's like, you've got to, those faces, they say it all. I'm like, well, this is horrible. This is horror. But yeah, as you get the technique, and it's like everything, it's training. Yeah, as you master small things and it goes okay, then you have confidence to keep going and keep pushing up. So yeah.
Absolutely, baby steps. And you mentioned the mindset before about how you had to execute, and then you've got to kind of brush off anything that hasn't gone. How do you do anything specific, like for your mindset? Do you do any meditation or visualization or books or?
Yeah, I definitely do visualization. So I just take a minute to visualize how I want the next thing to go. You can't do anything about what's happened, but I can do something about the next thing. And it's very hard in the event, like shot put, for example, is very frustrating for me because I just can't get it. And sometimes it goes well and then it goes badly within the same competition. So all I can do is go back, visualize what I should be doing and block out all the noise, and then, move to the next thing. Or sometimes I'll just put in my headphones and listen to my very heavy grunge music and block it all out and start again.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, it's really about finding what works for you, and obviously that works really well, because I'd have to say you would be mentally the toughest athlete I know. So the fact that you broke the world record in the toughest event does not surprise me. I saw Renee, I think it was the week before you were competing. She was running in an event, and I happened to be on the Gold Coast and she didn't know I was there. So I thought I'd just go and surprise her and go and watch it. So she said to me, so just so people are listening, Renee is Leanne's sister, also a very good athlete. She specializes in the 200 and 400 meters. And she was saying to me that you were going for this world record in the decathlon, and it was within reach. And the very next thing in my head was, you'll do it. I knew, like on every cell of my being, I thought, you'll do it.
I was quietly confident I could get 9 points, but then it was pissing down with rain. Oh, no. They called off the throws pentathlon because the circles were too slippery. But luckily, our throws coach, Des, I'll always text him when it's pouring with rain going, is training really on? And he always says yes. He's taught us to throw in the slippery circles, do the jab down the slippery runway. So that was no surprise. And Wednesday morning, 400 training is often in the rain. So I have run in the rain. I'm not precious. So I was like, I can do this. I can still do it. And it's actually cooler than when we did the decathlon. It was like 38 degrees or something, and they were going to call it off because of the humidity. So
And that's one thing I've found as a masters athlete, because back when I was a teenager competing, we ran no matter what the weather.
Yes.
It could be 43 degrees and the competition would go ahead. So what I find now these days, if it's at that cutoff point where they might cancel it, the young ones find it really difficult. They're distressed even in the warm-up, whereas I mentally have the advantage because I used to do this. And it's important. You must train in all conditions, because you don't get to choose.
I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, like, it's windy. Yep, run into it. we often, especially at Runaway Bay, usually they're behind us, but sometimes it swings around and you're running into 5-meter headwinds. So
that's a big,
and
I know some of my best. One of our competitions, we used to one week have the 150 meter and the 300. And every single time it was on, it was a massive headwind in that last 100 meters of the 300. But probably my 3 best times were running into that whopping headwind, because I just said to myself, I'm running a PB today, regardless of this wind.
I love it.
Yeah. Mind you, at the end, it got very ugly. I was very tired, but I did it.
I know. Yeah. Coming around the corner, running into the 400. Yeah. It's the worst. Yes. And everyone's like, but you had it at the beginning. I'm like, I don't know. Nothing like, it doesn't matter if you have like a fan behind you at the beginning. If you have a headwind at the end of a 400, it's never good.
It always hurts.
Yes.
So, Leanne, what did you do because it's such like how long does each day of competition go for in the decathlon? How many hours are you out there?
Look, it depends on the event, and because we're all together, so we've got the men and the women, and there's only one pole vault area. Pole vault can take like up to 2 hours. So day one, you get through pretty quickly. It's like 20 minutes between events. And so say you start at 8, we'll be out by midday. But yeah, day two, the pole vault goes for hours. So yeah, we've got to wait around because you've got people like me who come in at a very low height, and then people like Dash Newington who are up in, 3 meters. So yeah, if it's only going up 10 centimeters at a time, and we all get 3 bites of the cherry. So yeah, that one takes a lot longer. So you're out for, early morning till after lunch at least.
And how do you fuel yourself, like with nutrition and food, for that length of competition? Because it's very intense.
Yeah, I'm a celiac, so I have a lot of my little homemade snacks, and I'm a huge coconut water girl. Like, it's a natural electrolytes. It's such a hack. So I have my coconut water. I have my homemade like little protein balls with energy. I have electrolytes all day. I don't know, nuts, bananas, peanut butter sandwiches. It's all, stuff that works for me.
Okay, and it sounds like mostly protein based.
Yeah, I do eat a lot of protein. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And then how did you feel afterwards? Were you, obviously probably on a high because you've broken the world record, but physically, were you exhausted?
Absolutely. It takes me 2 weeks to recover from these things. So we just had our state titles last weekend, and I was just like going through the motions. And even today, I'm like, I still do not feel recovered. And after the first one, my knees like imploded. So I was in rehab, acupuncture, saunaing, like magnesium baths, whatever I could do for 2 weeks just to try and feel normal again. So yeah, the recovery I'm finding that quite tough when I've got other things I have to do. The timing wasn't great for our Australian decathlon in terms of, all the other events I've got, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
And you've got something on this weekend. What are you doing this weekend?
We have our Surf Lifesaving Queensland state titles. So I'm a beachy. I only do beach events, which is a 2K run, a beach sprint, some relays, and perhaps the beach flags. Just depends if every year I sign up for it. But yeah, sometimes I do it, very occasionally, twice. And then usually I pull out and chicken out because I don't want to get injured.
Fair enough. And because I know I've seen you arrive at the Nationals with a very dodgy knee.
Yes.
But it did not stop you. And I saw you win event after event after event. And I remember watching you in the 400 meters. I was in the grandstand and you were flying down the back straight. And I could not believe it that there you were on this very unstable, dodgy knee, and you still smashed it. How do you keep going? Because I know that you've had some like significant injuries, but you still managed to compete. Like, how do you do that?
Well, look, I do have really good advice and rehab going in the background to strengthen everything around my problems. So I've got MRIs of what the knees look like and what the problems are. So then, I had this amazing ex-physio called Jo Brown. She was Noah Lyle's physio. And my sister managed to get me an appointment with her. So she had a look at everything and just gave me like toe exercises and exercises that she said that you need to be strengthening all these bits before you can, work on your knees. So all I can do is in the background strengthen everything else so that the knee doesn't take, the constant brunt. And coaching has been the biggest help for me because the hurdles coach said, oh God, no wonder your knees hurt. You launch and break on your knee every time you hurdle. So stop doing that. Yeah, different, like the long jump. People come out of the woodwork and say, oh, do your knees hurt? I'm like, yeah, why? And it's the way I run. So having to change that and be mindful that, don't put your foot out and break, bring it back under yourself. When I get that right, because being a master's, I can only do one thing at a time. Like, when people are shouting instructions at me, I'm like, one thing. My throws coach is the worst. I'm like, stop. That's too many things. I can only focus on one thing at a time because, those pathways are what they are. So, yeah. So with my running and my hurdling, it's like bring your foot under, foot under, foot under. So that if I am executing okay, my knees are manageable with pain relief and strapping and all the rest. And then, I just rehab really hard after the events, make sure I do either acupuncture or massage, or I've got the compression boots, I've got a sauna. So I've got an outdoor bath, which I'll chuck the magnesium in. So I kind of throw everything at recovery to try and just keep them where they are.
Wow. So it sounds like you've got some really good processes that work for you, but also a great team. Like you've got your coaches and you've got
Absolutely.
your physio and all of that. So there's this whole team around Leanne.
I think it's impossible in masters not to have that extra help.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. That's amazing, Leanne. And what is your background in sport? Like, what did you do as a kid and a teenager? And then how did you, in your 20s and 30s, and then transition into masters athletics? What does that look like?
So as a kid, we did little athletics, my sister and I. And then basically about grade 7, I got scouted by New South Wales Volleyball. So they were just looking for tall people that could move to stick in the state team. So I'm like, without even trying, yeah. So, I literally did volleyball either at state or national level for until I had my first child. So 30. I was captain of the New South Wales team for a long time. Then when I finished uni, I relocated to Queensland, played for them. I went overseas and played in an English team called Orpington, and we won the whole European League. So, volleyball's always been on my radar. And then when I came back to Australia, I had my daughter, started masters volleyball. But masters volleyball is very difficult because finding 6 women that can get through a competition without being injured turned out to be impossible.
I bet.
So everything we signed up for, there'd be 2 of us left standing at the end of a competition. So I thought, I'm going to have to find an individual sport. And I was jogging around my local suburb and bumped into a guy called Cole Byers who said, have you thought about masters athletics? And I'm like, what's that? And anyway, came along, fancied myself as a 5K runner. And people took one look at me and said, no, try sprinting, try the 400, try the 800. And I'm like, I used to do that at school. So my first 800 meters, I was coming down the back straight and getting beaten by a race walker.
Oh, wow.
So whenever someone says, I'm too hopeless, I went, no one's hopeless. And you don't finish where you start, let me tell you. So, as this race walker was overtaking me, I thought, he's walking. Run. I cannot be overtaken by someone who's walking. So, where I started is very different to where I finished.
And that's the thing, you don't have to be good to start, but you do have to get started to be good.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about the multis. It's not, whilst you are competing against other people, it's really your own personal performances, because I get really nervous and anxious competing. And so, when you're in the multis, it's whatever, it's me. I'm not really competing against you. I'm trying to get a better score for me. And if that works out, that will be successful, but it doesn't matter what other people are doing. It's really about what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that internal motivation is really important, because when it's external, that can, over time, that can wear off. But whereas when it's coming from within you and you just wanting to be better within yourself and for yourself and for no other reason.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
And Is there an event that you would call your favorite event that you really enjoy the most?
It's not that I enjoy it. I probably enjoy the javelin the most. Like, I love how technical it is. And if you get it right, just watching it fly is beautiful, but that's so rare. You speak to any javelin thrower, it's like, oh, I could have always improved that. But yeah, I guess I'm best at the 400 out of all the events. And yeah, that's the distance that probably suits my speed. I feel like I have one speed. It's the 400 when I get it right. But yeah, in terms of faves, it's probably the jav. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I know what you mean about it being very technical. It's one event that I was never any good at. I love the shot put,
yeah,
the javelin, and I actually had a friend say to me in the Masters, I did a pentathlon one day, and I was doing the javelin, and he said to me, it's the first time I've seen you look uncoordinated. I said, yeah, I just can't get myself around this technique, and I just
because you look like a javelin thrower. So
I've got nice long.
Yeah, we're generally tall with the long arms and the long pulls. So yeah, but it's another non-intuitive event. What you want to do is muscle and grab it and hoik it, but yeah, it's the opposite. Yeah.
And that's probably what I struggle with, because in the shot put, it's all power and just whereas there's more grace and elegance in the javelin than I'm trying to muscle it. So thank you.
Much more technique. Yes. Yeah, don't do that. That's a tip. Do the opposite.
So what's your next goal after this surf lifesaving? What's next on the calendar?
Well, I am going to nationals, but yeah, in no shape for that. But yeah, my next hit out will be, I want to improve my decathlon score, and I think I'll have an opportunity in June to do it at the Festival of Athletics in North Queensland. I think they're going to run a Masters Decath. Otherwise, just getting the best score I can in the women's 54 in December. And then in January, hopefully they'll have another one of these, or February, and I'll be 55. So I'll go after that.
Fantastic. So another world record on the card.
It's a lot harder, that world record, but yeah, I mean, it's all relative. Once you turn 55, your percentages get better and your points get better. So if I can maintain the performances, I should be okay.
And you've also got a whole another year of training with the pole vault, the hurdles, and the high jump.
Yes.
And Leanne, do you have any advice for anyone, looking on from the outside? A lot of women around their 30s, early 40s want to get back into athletics. Do you have any advice for people?
100%. Just start somewhere. And my one advice for any newbie that turns up to our squad is, don't be aiming to run what you did when you were 15. It's a pointless exercise. Do aim for a percentage. So if you ran, I don't know, a 57 when you were 15, and that's like an 85% for a 15-year-old, you aim for a score that gets you 85% in Masters, and you'll be on par with where you were when you were 15. I think, and I did it. I came to my first training and the coach had said, oh, Leanne, you're new. Maybe you should do every second rep. And I'm like, Anyway, tore my rectus femoris in the first training, but I tried to sprint every rep. So yeah, anyone new that turns up, I'm like, look, clearly you're a runner, but build your base, listen to the coach, and yeah, I would aim for a percentage rather than a time. When you first start out, you may well get back to your 57, but yeah, as long as you're running the same percentages, then you're doing a good job. And if I had my time over, I would build strength in. I didn't start strength training till basically I was 50.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I always because you always look so strong.
No, that's as a kid I had to do a lot of farm work. So, and being a celiac, couldn't eat much processed food. So we had a cattle farm. So all I did was lift heavy rocks and eat protein. So I've been muscly since a kid. But I wish at the Institute of Sport I really didn't embrace the strength training and did anything to get out of it because I hated the gym, and having major regret about that now.
But so how many times would you do the strength training now per week?
In winter, I would do like 4 sessions a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now throughout the season?
I'm lucky to do one with the multi-training. It's on the cards for winter to bring it back, but it means training twice a day. If I have to do a throw, a jump, a running session, and then try and fit in strength training. Yeah. And at the moment, work does not, and family does not allow me to do that. So
yeah, that's a full house. So how many times a week do you train at the moment?
I have to do something pretty much every day. Yeah.
So you never have a rest day?
Well, sometimes I wake up and I can't, so it's a forced rest day. Like I'm just like, I cannot do anything today. So text going, I'm not going to be there. But yeah, it's rare. Fridays I usually do nothing because I'm competing on a Saturday.
All right, so do at least.
So I'll do mobility or sauna or.
Okay. Wow, that's a full, very full program, Leanne, but it seems to work for you because you come out, as I said, and sometimes you'll just come to an event and you'll just do a multitude of individual events and do them really well, which always blows my mind because, as I said, I think would have to be the toughest athlete I know. And always watch and admire what you're able to achieve because to me, it's incredible.
Well, I'm just very thankful for the multi-events because the first Masters Carnival I ever did, I think it was a Nationals in Canberra, I got 7 silver medals. Oh. I was like, oh, I'm like the most beaten person here, which added up to a gold in the pentathlon. Oh. So I'm like, I found my thing. You'd be okay at a few things, and then look, it adds up to a gold in a multi. Yay!
Leanne, well, thank you so much for joining me today. If people want to follow you online, do you have anywhere on social media that they can find you?
Oh, I do have Instagram at 50s Fabulous handle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, people will be able to follow your journey.
Yeah.
It's very exciting to watch it unfold. And as you continue to work on your decathlon, I can't imagine where it's going to go from here when you already hold the world record.
Well, just 1% better every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, thank you, Leanne. Good luck for this weekend and for the Nationals.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.